broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What's up, everybody? Mary Jane! Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. We are here recapping Being Mary Jane. Mary Jane Knows Best. I am your host, Ashley Gray. Joined with me, I not only have a special guest, but I'm joined by my two very beautiful co-hosts, Miss Fahnia.
Oh, thanks, Dawn. Hi, everybody. Fahnia Thomas.
And Tiona.
Hi, everyone.
And you've seen her on TV today, Being Mary Jane. We got David's baby mama.
Oh, good Lord.
So tell us, I would love for all of the fans to tweet at us during the show. Where can everyone find you?
Just my name, Twitter, Jasmine Dustin. Same with Facebook and Instagram.
Perfect. And Tiona, what about you?
At the Tiona Hobson.
And for me, Fahnia Thomas on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
And you guys can find me at Ashley Gray TV on Twitter. So let us know what's up during the show. Tweet us your questions. Tweet Justine her questions for her. Let's get right into it. Jasmine, sorry. I am tired. I am so sleepy. I'm so sorry. I had like 2 cups of coffee before I came on air. So let's jump right into it. We're going to talk about these problems with Niecy because we started off the show and Niecy and Mary Jane were kind of going at it because Mary Jane found all of this stuff underneath the bed. So tell me how you guys feel about that.
I will say that I'm not naming names, but I do know someone who did this, who's in my family, and my mother may or may not have found stuff under their bed and had to have a similar, very awkward talk.
Okay, was this you?
Said person. It was not me. I will say that much. It was not me. It was a family member, but not putting nobody on blast, but it's happened, and it's definitely awkward situation because it is one of those things where, as in the African American community, we do rely on that whole, oh, I'm just thick or big boned, and it's like all of our bones are the same size. Like no one's bones are that big.
Exactly.
So Mary Jane pretty much was telling her, like, you need to eat healthy.
Right.
And then Niecy, of course, was like, no, I don't want to be a size 2 like you, blah, blah, blah. But I think that Mary Jane's message was loud and clear, and it was more so like, this is a positive thing that you need to do. I don't want you to get sick. I don't want you to have diabetes. And I'm not sorry, not Fahnia, but Tiona, you brought up a valid point. Like, a lot of black women, like, no, I want those curves. I'm just thick, and it's like, homegirl, no. Linda.
Yeah, and there is a difference between like a healthy thick and a obese.
Absolutely.
And so I wrote that question: can you be healthy and thick at the same time?
Of course,
absolutely.
Yeah. I think that we're naturally curvy women, and of course that. I mean, a little bit is good, but if you're fat, you're fat. And if you're overweight and you're not healthy, then you need to lose a couple. I'm sorry, it's true.
And I love that Mary Jane is bringing light to this topic because diabetes and, poor nutrition in the African American community is major. Yeah, like we love our fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, mix that with some cornbread and some peach cobbler and ice cream to top it off.
You are good to go, right?
No.
Where's the fried chicken?
Right? Like, that's normal. So I like that Mary Jane showed her, some healthy options with the vegetables, and she took her on a walk. Like, that's good. I think we all need to have a balance and moderation when it comes to our nutrition and diet. Keep the curves. Like, I like having my hips and thighs in my shape. I got TNA all day, and I want to keep that. Yeah.
And I know she mentioned saying, a lot of, you don't need to want to be an ass model on Instagram.
I love that. I mean, you gotta love it.
Well, you're a model.
I am.
What do you do to keep in shape?
Oh man, don't ask me right now. I've been slacking a bit since the holidays. I typically watch what I eat. I try to go to the gym, 3-4 times a day. 3-4 times a day.
Oh my
3-4
gosh.
times a week.
When
Then
do
you
you
got
find
a
the
real
time?
issue.
That's why it keeps you from eating, right? In the gym for you.
Yeah,
I
I live at the
Lord,
gym.
yeah, no. 3 to 4 times a week is plenty for me. I love my chocolate and I love my pasta though. So I mean, I'm not on a typical diet all the time. I kind of slack.
Mary Jane did mention that sometimes people overeat because they're depressed.
Yes.
And so she made a valid point asking her, like, all right, what's up with you? Like, is your emotional state where it should be? Why are you overeating? Why are you having all of this stuff hidden underneath your
I'm
bed?
blaming the poor baby.
And
You don't blame the baby for that.
That was Travion.
This reminded me of Girl Interrupted with Angelina Jolie,
Oh,
and she has
yes.
the rotisserie chicken under the bed. Like that's one of my favorite scenes.
Well, we do get to see the Post-it notes again. I was waiting all season for the Post-it notes, and Mary Jane shared with Niecy, like, look, let me share this with you. Take this, read it every morning. It's your morning inspiration, and it will help you throughout your day. I love it. I have missed the Post-it notes. I'm a Post-it girl. Do you guys use notes around your house to kind of motivate you?
Never. That's kind of a good idea, though.
Sometimes
it.
I do. I'll put it on the mirror in lipstick, but I have to say, like after a while, it becomes like
fancy.
white.
Right?
No,
She's an eyeliner. I'm trying to sharpen it.
it's just because it's the mirrors. I'm always in the mirror. No, it's there.
You should have seen her taking selfies before the show.
All of us, hey.
But after a while, they sort of become like white noise and just like wallpaper, and I stop paying attention to it. So I haven't done it in a while. But what I do is I have a whiteboard, and I love my Joel Osteen, and every week I try to listen to him on TV, and I'll try to write a message that he said that I can incorporate in that week. So I do that.
I should do something like that.
I know. I'm feeling like an underachiever.
Oh,
like,
man, what do I got?
I've had the same message up for like a month now.
Okay, so we got a job to do tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, man, what do I do ever? My motivation is getting out of the bed in the morning to make it to work.
You succeeded.
There you go. You
As long as
accomplished
I make it to
something.
work,
Check.
I'm like, yes, you did something right today.
So let's talk about Niecy and how her stay is becoming a little bit problematic. She's now bathing in Mary Jane's tub, and she's like going through her stuff, and she ended up finding some alcohol, which we'll talk about a little later, but she is overstaying her welcome. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like every time you have a house guest that stays for more than a few days, they always out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always a little
Really?
too long.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't feel that way? I mean, a week's perfect. But those, couch surfers that come in for more than a week. You always have one.
Yeah.
We've had a few.
That's true. I think she crossed the line a little bit when she got into her girly drawer. Like,
Yes,
I
that was
understand she
funny.
was looking for moisturizer, but there's some unmentionables that every lady may have.
Okay, so it's one thing to see
Yes.
the drawer, but it's another thing to then look at the security camera and then be like, I'm gonna go watch the backlog of what Auntie's up to in her room. That's the
Doing the
line.
dirty.
It's like you're looking for moisturizer. Sure, you can open up a drawer. We've all like opened up a drawer
Right, of
somewhere and be like,
course.
I wasn't supposed to see that. Close it. Close your mind. But she then went out of her way to find more stuff
That
See,
is true.
about her auntie and what was up, and I'm like. And then as soon as you saw what was happening on the security video, stop it.
Stop watching. Who would want to watch that?
See, I thought that when she spotted the security camera that she was going to stop
for
and she
herself.
felt guilty. No, she was like, you know what? Let me find the footage so I can see
She wanted
exactly
dirt.
what was going on. And I'm like, girl,
I would
Niecy.
look. The kids are maybe in bed or whatever. You have downtime. She felt relaxed. I would look. The curiosity would kill me, but I would stop after I saw my aunt like doing the
Right?
deed. That's too much. Like I would be like, oh okay, click.
Well,
Or fast forward, or
I think that is so rude. Like, I would never go through someone's security footage just to see what they are up to.
And
like,
then
that
keep
is
watching.
Yeah, and then keep
ridiculous.
walking.
Like, let alone going through their stuff. Like, I am such a private, personal person. If I catch you going, like, I don't even like you going through my purse or my phone or
But you
or my
have-
car.
you have to think about it. to her, Mary Jane is this like epitome of like perfection. She's flawless, you know. So
she
it's
wants
like
to be like her.
You want to kind of maybe she wants to emulate or see like, is she really perfect? Scratch the surface. Maybe she was looking for dirt, or maybe she just wanted to humanize her.
I also saw it as Mary Jane found all that hidden food underneath her bed, and then we find hidden alcohol in her room. So I was like, oh, well, maybe she's gonna be like, well, auntie, you know, you've been drinking a lot. I found hidden alcohol bottles. Do you have a problem? Are you depressed?
Yeah.
But she didn't take it there.
Oh,
Not
she
yet.
might though. You
She
never
might,
know.
She might, but as of right now,
So let's talk about why Mary Jane should not be drinking alcohol right now, because she's a drinker. We all know she loves a glass of wine,
she
but
does.
right now she's not supposed to have any because she's going through.
she can have one glass of wine a night.
But we all know she was
she
having
won't
more,
have
and that was hard alcohol. That wasn't even like wine. Yeah.
Oh, wait, did she have that? Did she go into the drawer and get that?
Yeah,
She came home.
Niecy let us
did.
know because the security surveillance.
That's right.
Yeah, she let us know. So she's going through this process where she's freezing her eggs.
Yeah.
And I find it really interesting that her mother thinks that she's doing this out of desperation.
I know, that's kind of sad.
I think that's an old school mindset.
Yeah,
I think it's
absolutely.
just the generational gap of, you know, if it was something that you were doing back in her mom's day, it's not something you were publicly displaying for the world to know. It was something you were keeping hidden and a secret. So I just think it's the generational gap of understanding.
Well, see, I think that Mary Jane is doing this for all the wrong reasons, because even Dr. Lisa mentions to her, like, what are you doing this for? Like, I want you to make sure that you're doing this for the right reasons. And that's why I think Mary Jane's mother brought it up. Like, what's going on? Is this a desperate attempt to fill in the blank? Like, what's going on? I don't think that Mary Jane is doing this for herself.
Oh, definitely not.
I feel like she's doing it for the norm right now in the masses, because I feel like, again, Mars bringing it to current events. It is so normal to be over 30 and single and childless. Like, it is.
sure.
That's who this generation of women are. It's not our mom's generation of where you're pregnant with kids younger and you're married. That's not who it. So I love this. It's like I caught myself, like, my mouth was open, like, wow, like that's us. That's me. That's my group of
that's true,
friends.
absolutely.
Like, this is so on point. So, and I would totally freeze my eggs. You know, being a woman, we're born with what we get, and that's it.
Sorry, Ashley's eye roll.
Oh,
The
no,
shade. Oh, the shade, Ashley.
I mean, I know, I definitely agree, but it's like, I mean, I just think that she's doing this for the wrong reasons. And if she was doing this for the right reasons, of course, more power to you. But
Here's why I don't think she's doing it for the wrong reasons. Homegirl proved to us in season 1 she was desperate for a baby when she stole the sperm.
true.
But no,
and
she
froze
was.
it.
I think she was desperate for David's baby. She wanted a baby from David, because why would she steal his sperm specifically when there's sperm banks? There's a dozen of men's. We saw her hit it and quit it tonight.
She don't
There was
want
so
no
many
stranger
opportunities.
sperm?
But I'm just saying, I think that it was more so David, instead of, like, you know.
So I think now she's setting herself up for the potential to have that happen still. Even whether it's for David
agree.
or for whoever down the line, she knows that if her eggs keep dropping every month like they do, she's going to lose them. And when it is time for her to finally find someone and be able to have babies, she won't be able to. So it's kind of a preemptive measure. And I think it's something that she has thought about even beforehand. If you're stealing sperm, you're thinking about freezing your eggs too. I'm sorry, like, you gotta be, like, they have to go hand in hand with each other. So that's why I don't think it has anything to do with David. I think David getting someone else pregnant definitely helped her get there, but what really put her over the edge was the network is paying for it.
Right.
So if someone
that
else
is
was paying
true.
for that to get it done for me, I'm all for
You're like,
it.
hey, sign
It's
me
not my
up.
money, like, just do
Absolutely.
it.
But how do you think Anna thinks about Mary Jane and stealing the sperm?
Man, you know,
Is it Anna or Anne?
Anna?
Anna.
Anna.
Anna is the
Jasmine's
character's
that's my
name.
character. You know, I think this season is kind of, I'm having a little bit of a hard time because now I'm figuring out how really close they still are and how in love they still are. You know, first season it was just, you know, introducing my character in our relationship and pregnant and all happy and joyful. But now I'm really seeing in, you know, the scenes even today, you know, you didn't see my reaction, but just how in love he is still with her, you know. So
I
me
knew
being
it.
pregnant, yeah, you're like, hey,
You ain't have to tell me.
hey, I know. So, hey, and I've been cheated on the last 2 episodes.
Yeah. You know, when
So he's still in love.
yeah.
And that's why I think that Mary Jane is just doing this for the wrong reason. She loves David. She was so infatuated with this man. He wanted her baby. Like, she wanted his baby, because Mary Jane is she's so passionate about causes, and she's an activist, and she's all about, you know, helping. Why couldn't she adopt? That's something that I feel like that would be her first thing to do, is to adopt a kid. Niecy has 2 young ones. Why not adopt one of them or do anything? People in my family have done that before. I don't think that... It's just weird to me, and I think that is going to come to light eventually.
Yeah.
The next couple of episodes,
For sure.
but we'll see that I'm right.
I don't know.
I am
Just
right.
like Mark's really a straight man, right?
He really is.
Just like that. Ashley is convinced that Mark just doesn't realize that he's
But
actually
he's really straight. All right. He went
He
to the
is. You guys will see that I'm right. And I want some vanilla pudding wine. Once I'm right, I want a bottle from
About
everyone.
Mark?
Yes.
Okay.
And Mary Jane.
If Mark comes through, I will get you a bottle. I'll
when
get you a
it's-
case.
And when it's not, we want, and vice versa. When it's proven that it's not, we want a case.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, let's talk about somebody who definitely is straight. David.
Yes, he is.
David and Mary Jane kissed this episode.
Golly.
He sent her flowers. He gave her his +1 ticket. I was really feeling this episode that David is still in love with Mary Jane as
Absolutely.
well. And the tables have turned, because in previous episodes, David kind of was like, you know, not necessarily.
away.
Yeah. And now, my.
But I think I love that we got more information about David's current relationship,
Yeah.
because, you know, we
Which
learned
is weird.
Yeah, that we learned that Anna
all
has
messed
her
up,
little
isn't it?
guy
Flynn,
in Australia
exactly.
that she hasn't really let go of. So
wait to see him.
maybe
hey,
once David realized, you know, how involved she is with her ex, he was like, oh, well, why am I completely cutting her off when I'm still in love with her, forcing this to work more?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think he's 100% still in love with Mary Jane. For
But
sure.
there is a
Hands
baby involved. I'm so sick of these people. Like, how you
Baby's
about
not
to-
here just yet.
But still, we got Anna. Exactly. We got Anna, who's pregnant, who about to go have sex with her ex dude, but who's pregnant with her baby daddy. And then we got. I'm just keeping it all the way real. Like what the heck?
I've heard that sex when you're pregnant is actually really good. I've heard. I've never been pregnant.
Never been pregnant?
So I've never had sex while
But
I'm
I'm
pregnant.
just saying that is just like such an invasion of privacy. Like, what is this thing coming at me? Like, this isn't my dad.
But you know
Wait,
what?
I'm sorry, what?
you're talking about
when
the other
they
man.
actually bang wang. Like, okay, so she's
My
going on her
God.
yeah.
She's talking about the baby like
Yeah.
reacting to another
Yeah.
guy being inside.
That
you.
is just
Talking
not
about-
right.
His name is, the Australian name is Graham, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about
All we gotta
potential-
do, you know, we gonna make it real plain. The black one and the white
white
one.
one.
And so
I
we
knew
got
it.
this white one just coming in, and it's like, wait, what is this? What's going on? This isn't my dad.
Baby's gonna be traumatized.
Traumatized. The baby is gonna
Traumatized,
like not even
traumatized.
know what it is when it comes out.
I don't even think
Am
that's
I white or am I black?
I don't even think that's an issue right now.
Yeah,
That the,
like,
I don't
like
think
in
we're
my head
concerned
it
about
is.
the baby.
You know
He's
what?
7.
I'm just saying because babies are very intuitive even when they're in the womb. Baby gonna be messed up.
Oh, hey.
Day one. So let's talk about these little
can't.
these little raggedy calla lilies that David sent Mary Jane.
You guys were not happy about that.
No, they were like drooping. I was like, are there even a dozen? Are those 7? That's such an odd
I think
number.
there was 4.
It's so horrible. I'm like, you could have at least said a dozen white roses, and they ended up not even being Mary Jane's favorite flower. What would you guys do if that happened to you?
He got messed up.
I mean, I think it's the thought that counts. And I don't think if you call a florist and order flowers to be delivered, you don't see what they look like when they get delivered. So I don't blame him for the droopiness of the flower
No way.
at all.
See, I'm like super anal, so I'm gonna be like, please send me a picture when you sit them on this. You just need to send me a picture of what it looks like because I want it to be perfect.
Okay.
Fahnia's face right
I
now.
just
You
want it to
are
be
listening to us on
perfect.
iTunes. You need to go on YouTube or just watch this video because Fahnia's face when Ashley's speaking right now is serving me life.
Come on. Okay, so if you got those droopy freaking flowers, it's not the thought that counts. You need to put more thought into it if that's what counts.
Your
because
poor
I
boyfriend.
can't. I'm single. Maybe that's why.
I would love flowers sent to me, yes, but I think the message here is that David is playing them both. I feel like he is toying with emotions. Don't send me flowers unless you're mentally, emotionally, physically available.
That's true.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't play with my emotions. And I feel like Mary Jane is the side chick right now. She is in the side chick lane, and I want her to make a right turn. And I like how she said, leave me alone, and I hope she sticks to that.
Finally.
You know what? Yeah, I don't necessarily agree that she's completely the side chick, because I'm just trying to... If Mary Jane and David are in love and they decide not to be together anymore, that love is still there. Mary Jane tried to pursue it even more than David was trying to, and then the tables turned, and then David was like, you know what, I kind of think I want to revisit this. So I just think there was a lot of confusion, and they both just needed to sit down and have an adult conversation.
Now, which they've done. She is the side chick because David has a live-in girlfriend, baby
but
mama.
Not really, because
really, she's there.
But she's also in Australia though.
Not yet.
But she's in Australia. Her mind is in Australia. Her heart is in Australia. So really, she's just there to pay other half of the rent.
Since you're here,
pay rent.
You probably are, girl. Quit playing. Pay rent.
Get the money. Come on.
but no, I want to hear from your perspective.
Exactly.
You know, what is going through Anna's mind at this time?
I mean, like I had said earlier, I feel like in this season I've now realized, wait a minute, I'm not the only one. I'm not David's number one. I'm not just...
She the side chick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of realizing what's really going on here, and now it's really obvious to me that he's definitely still in love with Mary Jane, and obviously from that scene we watched today is, he's her plus one.
Is Anna still in love with Graham?
I don't think so. I think there was just loose ends that she was going to tie up,
What kind of loose ends?
Hey.
You never know.
Hey.
But I will say this, because before we started watching the episode tonight, I did tell Jasmine, hey, I'm sorry if I hate you on screen because I like you in person. But I will say this. I think that Anna is a victim in all of this too.
Of course.
I think that she's being played, and people should give her a nicer representation. She said she gets a lot of hate out there. Nobody likes her.
I think Anna was very likable in this episode. Okay, I really felt like, my heart went out to Anna. Dang,
you want
she's getting
He
played.
made a date with his ex in front of her. She was sitting in the room.
But I like that you were both honest about it, because usually couples and men would keep that quiet. They would have that conversation somewhere else. They would not even tell you, oh, by the way, she's gonna be my plus one. Mm-hmm. When he hung up the phone and you were like, looks like we both got calls from our exes. Mm-hmm. I like that open form of communication.
But
go ahead.
I don't think it was really positive communication. I think that he wanted to take a jab, and you wanted to take a jab.
Right back.
Yeah, I think it was that messy.
Oh
yeah, so you're going to Australia, you're doing this. Oh well, that was Mary Jane on the phone. How awkward is that? And then you were just so I don't think that it was just that positive, open communication that you're supposed to have. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be going to Australia, and he wouldn't have said that in front of her. I've done it before.
Now, do you work for David, or you work alongside? Because you were in the office.
Yeah. We were working alongside of him with each other.
Is he your superior?
Yeah.
Okay.
The boss man.
He is the boss man.
So there could be potential liabilities down the road.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Yeah, I mean, they had made a comment, I think, that my modeling career was, I was getting older in one of the other episodes. So, David's got the money, so.
Interesting.
He does.
Interesting.
Going to billionaire luncheons and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
So
exactly.
Speaking of those luncheons, let's talk about the introduction of Sheldon DeWitt.
Oh, ain't he cute?
Eyes are so dreamy.
So Mary Jane was David's plus one, and boy oh boy did he make a mistake doing that, because I really feel like there was a love connection that sparked between Mary Jane and Mr. DeWitt.
Yeah, right there and there.
And he's so cute. isn't he? He's a
You
dog.
could look at his eyes all day.
So I really loved how intellectual and that he is. He just seems like a very well-rounded stand-up guy. And I feel like that's the kind of guy that Mary Jane needs to go after. Not necessarily go after, but be open to. As opposed to David and the last dude that she was talking to. How do you guys feel about his character and him and Mary Jane being together eventually? Or if they will?
I like his character from what I've seen. Right. I still think it's too early to call. We all know Mary Jane's track record with guys hasn't been the best. So on paper, he looks good. But what are his demons?
There's got to be one.
Because, of course. That's the fun part.
And that's what will make me decide. Because, I mean, if his demons are worse than, I mean, maybe a psycho baby mama. We don't know if Anna's going to be a psycho baby mama yet. Or if she's going to let David just kind of go freely. Mm-hmm. So depending on what DeWitt's baggage is, he could be better or he could be worse for her. We just don't know. He's a lawyer, so
I think there's a secret about him, though.
Yeah,
but that's
something mysterious about him.
He doesn't do interviews.
There's just something not right.
But that's what makes him so like tasty.
I'm not gonna comment right now because last week they said we were fawning too much over Richard, so I'm not gonna fawn too much over Sheldon. Yeah, so I'll save my comments for when I get to know the character more.
Well, I think it's a very strong character, and I'm really pleased that he is an addition to the cast. Definitely, I think it's going to be great. And so we have Mary Jane exiting the party. Let's talk about the fight with her and David and what she said. I thought that it was very profound, and we really needed #let him go. And I feel like that's what she did. But finally. I think that she's going to be back because she felt like she was missing something. That's why she hooked up with old dude, which we will get to. But let's talk about the argument that she had with her and David.
I'm glad they had it. I'm glad that it finally came to a head and she pushed him away and like, stop kissing me. Like, hopefully this is it because like, I feel she is in side chick lane and she needs to get off that highway before it gets worse, before she can't exit.
She's always been the side chick.
Yeah.
Right?
Because, she has.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Yeah.
I love when she brought up her reference to her affair last season.
With, lazy.
Yeah, when your wife's too lazy to give you head, I'm not the girl you call.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she's so real in this moment, and I was very proud of her for finally standing up for herself and not being the girl who was chasing after David and who was trying to actually move forward with her life. She just got done flirting with, Cutie inside, trying to get a interview out of him and stuff. So I was proud of her in this moment for standing up for herself, and I do think that for now, I think that Mary Jane is on the up and up of getting over David, or at least trying to, and she meant what she said of stay away from me. Is David gonna give up? No.
Probably not.
But I think in her mind, at least for now, she's over it and will go forth and try and date other people and move forward.
I do love her ensemble. Like David said, she looks very cute in that black dress with the cutouts.
Jesus.
Like, shout out to the wardrobe team. You guys are killing it.
They're awesome.
The blue dress that Mary Jane had on in the opening, that was gorgeous. Niecy's lipstick with that pink and her hair was whipped. Sorry. It was cute.
No, it was really nice. It was really nice. So do you guys think that the conversation or the argument that she had with David was genuine, or was she just saying it because she was just caught up in the moment and she was just angry and felt like she needed to say something?
Because she needed to say something. In my opinion, I think.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't think that is genuine. I feel like if David would have chased her a little bit more.
Oh, she would have went right home with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would have been a booty call at home.
So she does go home. And
yes, she does.
And we think that she's about to just go to bed. She undresses and like, you know what? Then she got this rocking action going on. I'm like, what is going? Seriously, I love being Mary Jane. Do not get me wrong, but I was like, this is awkward. Should we be watching this right now? Like, what's about to happen?
Like, you never tried to get comfortable with your pillow before.
This scene was for mature audiences only.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like it was tastefully done. Like, it was like you saw half of her body. It was through like a surveillance camera. You weren't quite sure what was happening.
It was like 50 Shades of...
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was tastefully done.
No.
And I'm glad it was just like her tussling with the pillow. Like you weren't quite sure. It had this mysticism to it.
Mystery, yeah, because you can only see the bottom of her legs.
But that's what was so awkward. I'm like, is she sick? Is she
It's for grown folks that know what to do with the,
know to do with the pillow?
Body pillows. For single women who have
single
body
ladies.
pillows at home.
Well, so she eventually gets up, gets dressed because she's like, this ain't doing it for me. So I'm gonna go over to this guy's house who we find out is an athlete, and it's her little booty call.
Did we find out he's an athlete?
She said next time you're in town.
So we just
He looked
assumed
like
He's
an athlete.
built like a football player.
Yes, he was.
More like a running back, I'm saying.
She knows.
Okay. Is it
He ain't no basketball player because he wasn't tall enough to be a basketball player.
Cuddy Buddy is not a,
Yeah.
okay, he's an athlete.
Cuddy Buddy is a running back.
How do we feel about Cuddy Buddy?
back.
He needs to run them draws back because they look real stale.
Those weren't even draws. They were
Well,
just
They look
shorts.
like little shorts.
Those were not shorts. Those were
Yes, they
boxers.
were. No, they weren't.
Yeah, right. You guys let me know what those
They
were.
were not
Hashtag
boxers.
let it go.
They were gray,
Girl.
like cotton, like shorts.
They were
that-
fine. Listen here, Sexual Chocolate can wear whatever he wants.
I
He
ain't like
made her a
that.
sandwich afterwards.
He did make a
Ew.
sandwich.
Yes.
A sandwich?
Yeah.
He was built. He served
I
it
mean,
perfect.
he got her up
the
against
mayo.
the glass,
Yeah.
and they was.
He served. He
Doing
scratched
it.
the itch that she needed to scratch that she couldn't handle on her own. And they're two adults. They're. It is okay. It is okay to have a friend with benefits.
No, it's totally okay
Have you
to
never
have.
had a friend with benefits?
No. And if I did, I wouldn't say it because I would discuss it.
Exactly.
No, but I never have.
Tiona, have
and
you
one
ever
thing
had a
that
friend with benefits?
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind sharing?
No, I haven't though.
Okay.
And one thing that I will say that there's nothing wrong with a friend with benefits, but at this state of mind that Mary Jane is in right now, she needs to zone in and focus on herself.
That's when you
Why
call
would
a friend
you-
with benefits.
No, why would that?
'Cause there's
To
no
me, I
attachment.
feel like it's like irresponsible when you're frustrated and you don't know what's going on and you're into your emotions and you just don't know which way is left or right. Then you just need to chill and like focus on yourself. Like
They were practicing safe sex. They BET zoomed across the camera. Shout out to safe sex. They have the campaign going
Yeah.
on BET. And sometimes you need to release your frustrations in a healthy manner.
And she did it right because he was the one like, I can talk too.
True. Yep. Yeah.
And she's like,
Nope.
clearly this is the line of what I need you for right now, so that she's not chasing after David. If that's what you have to do to not go back to David right now and be fawning over him, do what helps you
so
get
it's
through the day.
like so if I don't. I'm trying to get over this guy and I want to go have sex with this guy, but I don't need to, so I'm just gonna go have sex with another guy.
Yes, the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody.
With absolutely no strings attached,
that.
no emotion
Okay.
in it. Just get there. The pillow wasn't doing it, Ashley.
Oh, no,
the
it
pillow
definitely
wasn't
wasn't.
doing it.
I'm
She
old
needed
school.
it.
I just would have grabbed my Bible.
Okay.
I would have prayed about it.
Her
All
girly
right.
drawer was compromised.
Right?
She did what she needed to do to get through the night, and you
this
take
is
it
what
one
she
day at a
should be
time.
doing. Yeah.
And you pray and you just move forward. you just walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and you come out on the other side.
And he's perfect. He's an out-of-towner.
Which
He's
she
not-
needs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's not
No
there
strings
all
attached.
the time. No strings, no emotions.
So what if this was like multiple guys? Will it still be okay?
Oh man.
I'm not saying that she has to go like sleep with everyone.
But this
or
guy is
anything.
going out of town, so he's not available. Who's next?
But maybe this is his permanent residence, and he's
Yeah.
just away for like
But
a week.
if he's still
the
away-
Sunday night game is.
I mean, we could what if her into like prostitution, but that's not the case.
But so the point that I'm trying to make is it okay for her to bed hop until she gets over David?
I think when you start completely bed hopping like
Then we got a problem.
multiple people, that's a
Right.
problem.
That's called
But
sex
right-
with an addict.
Yeah, like right now she's just doing the one guy that we know of, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I think that if it were a guy who were doing it, we wouldn't even be having this in-depth
I
of a
would've said-
discussion about
Conversation,
it.
of course. It's
But
always
it's just
I would have brought it up.
The good thing is that she's not peeing in the bed.
That's good.
yeah.
I'm
Point. She's
glad.
no longer peeing in the bed,
I
so
wonder
obviously.
why.
And sorry to change subject, but if we're gonna talk about guys doing it, what about PJ?
Lord.
Oh,
Like
that is
we on that.
First of all,
crazy
that
Z.
is really gross to be talking to your sister and bang-wanging somebody.
And who picks up the phone while they're doing that anyway?
That's
and especially their sister.
It's 2015. I see it's my sister on the phone. Let me answer
Ignore.
this.
Yeah, if anything, I'm like, ugh, I'm throwing the phone across the room.
Right?
Like, not right now.
And how was that audition process?
That's what I wanted to know.
What do I need to do? Oh, butt up. Is that it? Oh, okay. Did I get the part? I just what? I just want to know. That's really interesting. Yeah,
I'm sure you had to do moaning and some faces for the camera.
That was kind of rated R for being.
It was. That's what I was like, oh, they're showing
I was like,
a
is that
lot.
butt?
It's after 9, isn't it?
I mean, but he lived at home with his mama.
At 28.
That's another
So they were in the
situation.
next room.
Yeah, and his mama don't leave the house.
man.
We didn't know she was
Daytime.
there.
But she was quiet. The girl wasn't making any noise. He wasn't making any noise.
But
Like,
she was
that-
on the phone.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and not only that, but how good is it really if you're able to hold on a conversation?
Not so good.
Who was she? Because we didn't even get to see who he brought with him to the event that he would not bring his sister to as his plus one. He made a big fuss about,
And
no, I'm
she's
not
just-
taking you.
She's a non.
And
she's
then
a
she just
non-factor.
for just a non-factor, like, who did he even take? His
But you
business
know
partner.
what?
He kept it mysterious. So hopefully we get to learn who his business partner is, since he's investing in weed companies, which is very smart.
I don't think that he had a business partner. You know, him and David are really close. And so they probably talked amongst themselves, like, you know what? If Mary Jane says, can I be your plus one? Be like, just tell her to call me. So that's probably what David said. And was like, tell her to call me. And that's how they got each other together for the... Y'all not buying in.
No, I'm not.
Going back to the parents' house, there was a really tender moment between Patrick and their dad when he was on the golf course, which I was like, yes, go Patrick. Like, he wants to stand on his own. It's so admirable. But then you saw like the slight disappointment in like his face, and then his dad's face. Like, that's one of the worst things, is knowing that you've disappointed your parents. And then especially in public when George comes over and he's like, so hey, how's your business going? What you doing now?
I mean, he's like 50 though. Like, I would have been disappointed too as a parent. What are you doing right now? I'm sorry, but not sorry. You need to...
I did not interpret that scene as his father being disappointed in
did.
him at all. I saw his dad trying to save him from an
too,
awkward
100%.
encounter with someone, and that's what parents do. They never stop worrying about you. They never stop caring about you and wanting what's best for you. So he was offering him like, hey, I can make a call to get you something better. His son's like, no, I want to do it on my own. But then they run into someone who's bringing up his past and his, his failures. And his dad was just clearly trying to help him out of the situation. Because it's like, what do I say? Oh, I work security on TV sets. Like, I'm begging for overtime right now. They come from a very like prestigious family, and there's like that honor and stuff. And I didn't see it as his dad being disappointed in him at all.
I didn't either. I think it's very unconditional love.
Yeah.
And he was...
I mean, I truly think that family members are going to show you that unconditional love, but when they invest so much in you, it's only natural to be disappointed when you're not doing anything that you set out to do. So I think that it was natural disappointment, and even though it may not have been expressed in a way that was very just open, I still sense that, let me just go ahead and save him really quick. Like, yeah, he wanted to save him, but it was still that, why do I even have to save him? Like, this dude is like 80. I think, I'm just saying.
We're going to have to agree to disagree. I did not see disappointment at all.
Let me say this. I think that's the mom's perspective more so, as far as like that's her point of view. I think the dad, I saw a hint of disappointment in the dad because the son wasn't taking his help. You're falling, you're not on top, you've achieved so much, you have this degree, let me help you. That's where I saw like the disappointment and not being as successful as where he was.
But I feel like his dad should also realize, like, he did it on his own. He didn't have anyone to help him out when he was starting out back in the day, and he had a successful career. So for his son to want to have his own, like, he's a very prideful guy, and they know this about him. So they know that it's not going to be easy to get him to let you give him help. So you have to find alternate ways of getting him the help without him realizing you're helping him.
Absolutely.
And I love that they sat down and talked about it, because for once I was expecting the mom to say something a little off base about, you know, him. But I love that she was like, he wants to do it on his own. We should be happy for him. He's finally on the right path. And if he starts depending on his parents again, he might fall back into the same patterns he's used to. So I think it's right for him to want to do it all on his own and kind of forge his own path right now, because you don't want to be dependent, because that's like it's an addictive thing to be dependent on your parents. I'm guilty of it.
Me too.
And I think that both of the parents had years and years and years of like just being tired of coddling, because I feel like that's what they kind of do with their kids.
They do.
Even with like BJ being, you know, there at the age of 28 and like bringing women home and having sex with them in their home. Like Mary Jane touched on it. Like, you can't really call this your house. You're living with your parents. And then you have their other son, who is definitely a lot older and still had to rely on them so heavily, which we saw last season. And they're just tired. They want their own time. Just like the mother said, like, yeah, it's quiet. It's called peace. And she's been waiting for this. So I think that there is a little bit of disappointment, and they want to encourage, but at the same time, they're just like kind of over it and just want their own space.
But do you think it's disappointment? Because the dad even said, I wish I had been here more. Like, I spent so much time working and being away. I should have been here for them as they were growing up. So I took that more of like, I didn't do my job as a father to make sure they had the tools to go out and be independent enough and succeed on their own.
Well, disappointment as a whole, not necessarily disappointed in him or disappointed in her or disappointed in him. It's more so I'm disappointed at the situation. So how everything like unfolded.
Like in himself.
I think he's disappointed at the entire situation, because you have to hold kids accountable for their mistakes and like where they are in life. You can't just hold that and take that to your grave like, oh, well, I was a horrible dad, that's why you're in this situation. Absolutely not. That's not fair to anybody in the circumstance. So I think that he was just disappointed at everything, at himself, at all the players. But
all the plays in the game.
All the plays in the game.
Well then.
But I mean, that's what makes for interesting dialogue. Exactly. Me and Titi will agree to disagree. So let's jump into some predictions.
Oh yes, I got some good ones.
Oh boy.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Okay, you ready?
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think that Mary Jane may have a pregnancy scare with Cuddy Buddy, because she is on all those meds. Even though they're practicing safe sex, I think there might be a little something. Maybe there was broken condom. I don't know. And then I also think Anna is something's going to happen with her and Graham, and something's going to happen with David and Mary Jane while she's out of town, while Mary Jane is around. They're going to be sleeping with their exes. And then I also think further down the line that Sheldon is going to be the one that Mary Jane can't get, professionally and personally.
And that's going to mess her up. I think that Anna, her baby is her booze in Australia. I don't think that it's David's baby.
Oh.
I don't think so at all. I think that they hooked up, and this is why she has to go to Australia and talk to him, and why she needs closure. I think that it's a lot more to it than her just going and talking. I think she's gonna have that big talk with him and be like, you know what, this might be your baby. Oops. Might be. We'll see when it comes out. Anna, can you give us any juicy details?
Oh, no.
You don't want to say anything?
I can't.
On Anna's behalf? Just like,
You'll have to wait and see.
Don't get shy with us. I don't know what my prediction is. I feel like the booty call is going to come into play a lot more. I don't know in what way. I want to know more about him, like how they met. How long has this been going on? Because she's been pissing the bed for like 3 weeks. and like he wasn't around. I hope it didn't happen when they were together. You know, like I don't know. That's my prediction.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys think that, and this is like going back, but do you guys think that he's a lot younger than her?
He looks younger.
He sounds younger too, like just in the dialogue that they have, it just sounds very like immature.
Yeah, text me when you get home.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Okay.
You don't think it's sweet that someone was like,
Me too.
make
I
sure
think
you-
that's so
like, I want to make sure you
endearing.
get home safe. Like,
How about I'll call you?
Cuddling, texting me, checking in on me. I love
did
all
make
those
her a
things.
sandwich.
making me a sandwich.
Making me all that.
I mean,
stuff.
I really love these terms of endearment, but it's like just call. Like I'd rather call you so that I can tell you good night and blah blah blah. But I guess it's just a hit it and go type situation.
He offered to talk to her more, and she was kind of like, no. So him being like, oh well, you know,
least
call me
text
when
me.
you get home. Like that might have been too thirsty of him, you know.
And she set the boundary, like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk. So she was giving a lot of pushback. So his way of being like, okay, well then just text, boo. Like,
Simple text.
just keep it easy.
Well, you guys let us know what you are thinking. Hashtag ABTVBMJ, correct, ladies?
Yes.
AfterBuzz. Or you know what? Just do it.
Just go to our YouTube page, send us your comments, let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, what you liked about the show, what you didn't like about the show, and like us, comment on iTunes as well. We need that. That keeps us here. Let's get into some of your stuff. What do you've got going on? We've got some time still.
Oh boy. Well, they just got picked up for 3rd season, so that's good.
Congratulations.
I'm gonna be working on a new thriller called Animal Among Us. So I'll be leaving for Ohio.
Oh my
to
gosh.
shoot, an old abandoned campground.
What part of Ohio?
Good question. I don't know.
I'm from
It's
Ohio.
really tiny. It's like it's like redneck. Straight up redneck.
It's pretty much all of Ohio.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm from New Hampshire, so that's, you know.
What's it like on the set of being Mary Jane?
Oh my God, they're so nice. And I watched some of the episodes and everybody says the exact same thing. It's like a family, like even from the caterers to the hair and makeup to the stylist, everybody's just so down to earth. Like me coming from modeling sets, it's
Right.
a little more stressful and, you know, and you just go there and I was like, oh, it's like a breath of fresh air.
What did you get to know about your character before you got to set? You know, the audition process. Did you know how big the role would like kind of grow into?
Yeah, you know, my agent called. They were looking for a model that had, you know, a name in the modeling industry and that had the book and the covers and things, just because they would keep referencing to my covers throughout the seasons. And yeah, just someone that could act and, you know, play a supermodel. And they told me it'd be a reoccurring role, so I was like, all right, cool.
So we'll be seeing more of Anna in season 3.
Yeah, we hope. Well, we hope. I don't know.
Well, I have a question. This is a throwback a little bit.
Oh boy.
So, and this is for Anna. So, I think season 1, Paul had said to Mary Jane that David chose Anna because she's not your typical attitude African American girl. That whole stereotype that they throw out. What does Anna think of that?
Oh man, why is it always stereotypical? What did I get called on first season? Toothpick Barbie, I think. Yeah. I'm always getting called something on this show.
Be nicer to Anna.
God.
It was a jab to Mary Jane because Paul was saying, you know, David doesn't want to deal with, you know, you're an African American girl and you have that stereotypical attitude. That's why he chose Anna.
And I think, you know, in season 1, just a down to earth, you know, completely different than what he was used to. And I think maybe that's what kind of had our attraction. Completely different than Mary Jane.
And I think she's a little different now because, you know, we saw tonight her kind of mouthing back to David. Like, when you
now
come
there's
here,
a little
like,
attitude
it's like,
coming
okay,
out,
maybe
like,
that's why David's rethinking things. Like, well, shoot, if I was going to get stuck with a loudmouth one, I might as well go back to Mary Jane.
And that's why I was like, wait a minute. She's not a black girl and she's giving attitude too. So that premise has no holding. I just proved that point tonight. Thank you very much.
Color don't mean nothing.
It doesn't.
I can have attitude.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Where can all of your fans find you social media?
Just Jasmine Dustin on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Perfect. And what about you, Tiona?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at the Tiona Hobson.
I'm Fahnia Thomas at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Ashley Gray TV. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Sorry. Expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.